just recently brought out a external regulator for the Air Arms S200 CZ200. It was after some feedback from some customers who didn't like the internal regulators. They said they were a bit tricky to fit because for them to seal properly, the inside of the cylinder has to be pretty much polished to a mirror finish, and all the sealing faces have to be polished to a mirror finish to make sure that the O-rings work. These are a bit different. They don't fit inside the cylinder, they fit between the brass firing valve body and the actual air cylinder, which obviously adds a bit of length to the cylinder, 45mm to be exact. I would say if you're going to order one of these or have me fit one of these for you, please measure your rifle to make sure that there is enough clearance for you to be able to fill the rifle and still use your silencer, moderator, air stripper, whatever it is that you use on the end of the barrel. It shouldn't be a problem with the normal S200s, but I think some of the people with the Hunter cylinders, which I believe are longer, might have a bit of a problem getting the full adapter on and off. Right, enough about that. Right, the first thing you want to do is make sure your cylinder's empty. There's a few ways of doing this. You can obviously dry fire the rifle until it's empty, or you can drain it down using, you do get a tool that you can use for draining them down. Not all of you will have them. But basically when the rifle's empty, there's a firing valve in here, just spring loaded. If you push that and no air comes out, then you know it's empty. I've got these little tools that I sell in my e-shop to help you get the ends of the cylinder off, because they can be quite tight. Basically the tool's got two small holes for small pins, and then it's got two larger holes for larger pins. Generally the smaller pins are for the front end where the fill valve is, the larger ends are for the back end where the, basically you slide this little collet on, pop the pin in through the collet into the hole in the brass firing valve body, same that end. Right, this cylinder has been apart before, it's just one I had handy. You can see I'm holding the pins in. You can use something like a pair of pump pliers or mole grips or whatever you've got basically to loosen it off. Sometimes you have to give it a bit of a smack with your hand to just break the seal basically. But anyway, once you've done that, this will unscrew. Just watch the pins, they'll fall out. Once it's loose you should be able to do it by hand. There you go, that's the pot. You won't be needing this anymore. Just remove that, they're not normally very tight. That's gone. Right, now just make sure that this O-ring is in good condition. If not, I would say replace it. It's a 2.5 by 21 metric O-ring. Then you have your regulator, which normally comes preset somewhere between 90 and 100 bar. It's normally got a bit of block lube on it, which is just to stop it turning. Please don't adjust this unless you know what you're doing. If you change the setting, you'll have a hard time getting your gun set up properly. Right, before I go any further, there is an adjuster in there which adjusts the preload on this firing valve. Generally, for sub 12 foot-pound rifles, you want to add preload, which you do by tightening this. Some people have said that the best setting that they've found is screwing the adjuster all the way in and then back it out one full turn and leave it there. But it's something you can play around with and see what works best for you. Obviously not all rifles are the same, so what works for you may not work exactly the same for somebody else. Right, I'm going to take the brass firing valve body, make sure it's clean, and screw it into the regulator. screws into the cylinder. Again, make sure the inside of the cylinder is nice and clean before you do this. There we go. That's that. I'm just doing this hand tight. You don't need to go silly tight, because as soon as you put air in this, it all locks in place and nothing should move. Right, and just to check everything's okay, I'm going to put a bit of air in this. Bear with me. There we go, there's the cylinder. If you want to check it for leaks, you can obviously do the old water test, but if you're going to use water on these, I would say please make sure that you dry it off and oil it after doing that, because obviously these are steel and water equals rust. But there we go, that's it. It's got 160 bar in it, and I'm pretty sure it's not leaking, but I'll leak test it. Just leave it overnight, make sure it's holding air. No reason it shouldn't. And there we go, that's the regulator fitted. You will, when you come to fit this on the rifle, you will need to adjust the power, because you'll probably find the power will be ridiculously high after doing this.